For project 2, you'll be putting all this together, and basically you'll be creating a 2-minute composition, which could be in any style, utilizing MIDI. So the first thing you'd want to do is download at least 3 different virtual instruments. And one could be, for example, a drum kit. It could be anything you want. It can only be different percussion instruments. It doesn't matter. But the things you'll be needing to do are, inputting those MIDI notes in one way or another. You can either use the virtual keyboard, you can use an actual keyboard, you can use the piano roll, you can use a combination of the 3. You could also create something in Finale, actually, and then import it. So I won't ask you to use a specific way. It's up to you what you do. But your project should have at least 3 instrumental tracks. So you could have, let's say here you have a trumpet, and here you have a bass, and here you have whatever other instrument you want to use, a drum or something. Then you'll have to use at least 2 effects. And you'll be using the effects the same way you used them before, just so we keep things the same way. You'll have separate tracks for the effects. So this might be delay, if you want to use delay, and then another track will be I don't know, reverb, right? And you'll also have a clean sound over here, so you can then have this mix. And then basically you can either even have a tempo change, or more than one if you want to. And it's up to you what you do with it, really. You can do anything you want, but it has to be 2 minutes long. It has to have at least 3 instruments, and it has to have at least 2 effects. So if you have any questions, just email me, but I think this should be pretty straightforward. Now, if you want to, you can also incorporate an additional track, which is a sound file, maybe you singing, or something, some ambient sound, or I don't know, whatever comes to your mind. And but that would be in addition to the 3 instrumental tracks. And of course, I want you to make sure that you're mindful of the overall mixer volume. So you're going to want to keep track of this when you're doing all. When you start to have a lot of tracks, keep track of the overall volume. Make sure it's not getting too loud. And then I do want to see your Reaper file, and I do want to see a rendered version of it. And I don't want the MIDI rendered version. I just want MIDI sound file rendered, meaning when you render that, your project, it'll be a sound file which is made up of MIDI sounds. It's not a MIDI file. It's made up of your whatever MIDI instruments you uploaded, and it'll have the effects. It'll be all combined into a sound file, meaning I can't just go in there and take out the effect, But I do want to see your Reaper project because I want to see how you worked. And I do, so all of those things have to be sent to me. I need the rendered file, I need the MIDI project, and if you added some additional effects, if you added an additional soundtrack before you rendered it, like let's say you were singing, then I need that file too. Any file that's in your project needs to be sent to me so that I can open it. Because if you found some rain sound somewhere and then you included it in your project and I don't have that file, then I won't be able to hear what you were working with. So what I would suggest you do is you put everything in a folder, put your Reaper project file, put your all the sound files that go with it and the rendered, everything together in a folder, and just zip it and then send me that. Or maybe put it on Dropbox and then send me the link or whatever. There's all kinds of ways that you can do this. So there's no shortage of possibilities. And once again, if you have any questions, just let me know and just have fun. Don't think that I'm going to be looking at your composition and saying, oh, I can't believe that it's in this key. I mean, it really doesn't matter what you do. I think I've talked about this already. I'm really open to whatever. I'm interested in the technical execution and making sure that you have a clean looking project. Okay?